Hello and welcome back to Old School Sports and our playthrough of Tennis Manager 2021. We are at the start of the 2024 tennis season, going to be playing primarily on the hard courts in the southern hemisphere and the south part of the northern hemisphere over the next couple of months. Stefan Kozlov, our number one player at our academy, is headed to Australia, while the new addition to our team, Zachary Svajda, is back at the academy training as we begin week one of the 2024 season. Few goals for the players this year when you look at our team. Stefan wants to get into the top 50 in the world. He's 65th right now, so I think there is a legitimate chance of us doing that. We'll have to continue to play well in some 80 and 90 level events and hopefully make some progress in the Grand Slams, 250, 500, and Masters 1000 level events this coming season for Stefan. Zachary, on the other hand, just wants to get to be ranked in the top 400 in the world. He's currently 416th. The youngster is at a much early stage in his career, 21 years old now. As I mentioned, he's back at the academy right now, and our plan is to certainly play in some tournaments with him over the course of this season, but also spend a lot of time at the academy honing his skills and building up his technical, physical, and mental attributes to make him even more competitive in the future. Well, we're a couple weeks into the season. Zach is still back at the academy continuing to train. Stefan played in an 80 level event in Australia last week where you can see he was a semi-finalist. This week, first Grand Slam of the year at the Australian Open, and a very difficult draw for Stefan, as you will see. We are facing against Rafael Nadal, who is only the 13th seed at this point in his career in 2024, but still obviously one of the all-time greats in the game. So going to be a huge match for Stefan to go up against the 37-year-old Nadal, who he has never faced before. Stefan is enthusiastic about the opportunity. Yeah, you can definitely enter the big leagues if you can beat Rafa Nadal. No question about that. So we will play this match out and see how Stefan can do against one of the all-time greats here at the Australian Open. Or our goal is to do that as soon as the tournament loads for us. And here we go. Stefan Kozlov against Rafael Nadal. We're on serve here early in the first set, and we just got a break on Nadal, but he broke us back quickly and then broke us again. So cannot let up when you're playing one of the all-time greats, that's for sure. Strike back, the match is not over. We were up that early break 4-2, and then Nadal just wiped us out with 4 straight games. And he's up a break on us, but we've broken back. Now he just broke us again. So we're competitive with Nadal, which is good, but we got to start actually winning some of these sets rather than losing them close. It's great to be competitive, but at some point we want to actually win a big match against one of these top players in the world. And we're down a break early here in the third set, and Nadal is overwhelming us. So lost to Nadal in the first round of the Australian Open, 4-4-1. Certainly not the result that we would prefer to have, but obviously when you are playing one of the all-time greats, more often than not you're going to lose. Well, we've got some good news with our new addition. Zachary Spider is playing in the final of his first tournament with us. It's only a 20-level event, Nuzlocke, but still great to see him as the second seed make it through to the finals. He's going to actually be favored in the match against the Canadian wildcard Liam Draxl. So let's see how Svajda can do in his first tournament action, and he's 0-1 lifetime against Liam Draxl. We'll up the intensity a bit for Svajda here. He looks troubled. Not going to let him beat you a second time, Zach. So we are down an early break to Liam Draxel. Down 2 early breaks. He is overwhelming Zach, unfortunately, here in this final. But now we're bouncing back. Came back and made it competitive, but still lost 6-4. Talk to Zach. He's still troubled. Need to win the decisive points to figure this one out. Hopefully we'll have a better second set than the first set. And we are now up an early break in the second set, which is great for us. And we took that second set 6-3. So try to get our first tournament win with Zach. Hopefully we can do that here in the third set. He's still troubled. Keep up the pressure on him, Zach. On serve, and we just got a break here in the third set, but he has broken back on us. Looks like we could be headed towards a tiebreaker, but no, we're not. We were able to break him there late. 4-6, 6-3, 7-5. So hopefully this is the beginning of a productive relationship between the Old School Sports Tennis Academy and Zachary Svajda, who has won his first tournament that he played with us, this 20-level rookie event here in Nusslok. And one of the frustrating things in the game that's just an annoying nuisance that you think they could program a little better. Zach Spider is a multi-year contract with us. He has literally been playing with us for less than a month. Has played in one actual tournament for us, and he has already come to us proposing that we reduce the amount that the Academy takes from his earnings. It seems like this happens at the beginning of every season. Would like it to be a little more thoughtful and perhaps a little less frequent than the programmers have made it, but it is what it is. And just for the record, we are not going to agree to any decrease. We're going to upset him, tell him that we'll deal with it later. My thought is that his goal is to get into the top 400 this year. You can see we just jumped up to 375th in the world after he won that title last week. So while he will be upset that we didn't agree to cut the percentage of his earnings that will be going to the Academy, I think he'll get over it if we have a good year with one another on the court. Well, we played a few more weeks. Stefan Kozlov, until this week, had been off to a pretty slow start this year. Got bounced early in an 80-level event and then won one match in a 250-level event. But as you can see, he is the number 1 seed here at the Cuernavaca Open, and he's going to be going up in the finals against Thiago Agustin Tarante. So we've played him twice before, and we've beat him 2 straight times. So hopefully we can keep the momentum going. Stefan is anxious before the match. Probably made him more anxious by letting him know to not rest on his laurels and that this match could be different than the previous wins that we have against Thiago. But we will see what happens here. Still, as far as Zachary Spider has been spending most of his time at the Academy. He did also win a 10-level event for us, which is positive. And you can see Stefan just went up 1-0, taking the first set here 6-4 against Tarante. Don't enable him to get his head above water, Stefan. Hopefully I'll wipe this out. So, great start to Zach's career with us, winning his first 2 events, even if they were a 20-level and a 10-level event. And you can see we got wiped out there in the second set by Thiago Agustin Tarante. So going to have to change things up. Take back control of the exchange here. Don't let him dictate the exchange. And we are up an early break, but he just broke us back. And now he's got a break on us. We broke him back. Crazy set here between us. Looks like we're headed to a tiebreaker. And Stefan Kozlov, 6'4", 1676. First tournament victory of the year at the 80 level Cuernavaca Open. So things finally going in a better direction for Stefan after a slow start to the 2024 season. Well, we're nearing the end of the summer hardcourt, or the winter hardcourt season, and we are playing at the Miami Masters. Stefan won his first match 6-1 against Jaume Munar, but now facing the 21st seed Borna Coric here in the round of 64. So a tough match for Stefan coming up against the 27-year-old from Croatia. He's pumped. We are going to beat him. At least that's what I'm telling Stefan. We'll see what actually happens in the match here. And we're already down an early break to Coric, so not off to a great start. Hopefully we can break back at some point. But difficult match against one of the top players in the world, and he takes the first set from us 6-2. So going to have to improve things here in the second set. Change your attitude, Stefan. Got to do something different. And we're down another early break here in the second set, so it looks like it's going to be a very quick trip through the Miami Masters for us here. Lost in the second round, 2-1 to Borna Coric, the 21st ranked player in the world. Well, as we're nearing the end of the winter hardcourt season, things are going well here at the Old School Sports Tennis Academy. Got a balance of $375,000, so we seem well on track to achieving our goal of having a balance of more than zero. And we're also getting close to constructing the medical center, which will allow us to upgrade our infrastructure. Just 1 month left here there, and that upgrade will be complete. Hopefully, if one or both of our players is able to make a run in the French Open during the upcoming clay court season, we may feel good enough about the financial situation that we could work on an upgrade of either the sports center or the youth and scouting center, but want to make sure that we're on sound financial footing before doing that. So it's been actually a pretty successful season for both of our players, particularly Zach Svajda, who has joined us and been absolutely on fire. You can see his record for us was 22-3 during this hardcourt season, moved from 417th in the world to 300th in the world, and he won 4 of the 7 tournaments he played in. Granted, those were 320 level event wins and 110 level event win, but the victories in those tournaments has helped him move up in the rankings. His big goal coming into the upcoming clay court season is going to be to try to get into qualifying for the French Open. No guarantee that at 300th in the world he's even going to make it into qualifying, but hopefully he will be able to rack up a few more points over the next 6 to 8 weeks before we get to the French Open, and then hopefully do some damage when he's there. Stefan, the results a little more mixed. His record was 10-6. Did have the win in that 80 level event, but other than that, was not playing his best tennis. That said, still moved up from 67th to 58th in the world rankings. Our goal is to get into the top 50 this season, so certainly making the type of progress that we need on that front. Obviously, in the upcoming clay court season, the French Open is the big event out there. Stefan will be in the main draw with where he's ranked in the world, and the hope is that we can hopefully string together a couple of victories there to really move up in the rankings, solidify his position as potentially one of the top 50 players in the world, and also earn some money for both Stefan and the Academy. And with that, we will call it a wrap. Thanks so much for watching. In our next episode, we will be back with the 2024 clay court season here on Old School Sports.